To appreciate this fully, you've got to understand how far Krosky Merritt has come. He wasn't a first-round pick with cameras flashing on draft night. He wasn't even one of those mid-round guys the analysts love to call sleepers. He was the 245th overall pick, a player many thought might not even make the roster. But from the moment he walked into camp, the coaching staff noticed his work ethic. Teammates talked about his energy, his fearlessness, and his ability to hit the hole with authority. He impressed in practice, carried that momentum into the preseason, and when Washington made the bold move to trade Brian Robinson Jr. to the San Francisco 49ers, Krosky Merritt suddenly had a golden opportunity. And instead of shrinking from the spotlight, he owned it. CBS Sports' Heath Cummings said it best. "I don't know that there has been a bigger riser this offseason than Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt." And he's right. From training camp whispers to national headlines, Krosky Merritt has forced the NFL world to pay attention. Now, let's talk about something that's been buzzing across social media: fantasy football. Going into Week 1, Krosky Merritt was rostered in just 8.29% of fantasy leagues. By the time Sunday night rolled around, his name was everywhere. According to ESPN's early rankings, he's already sitting as the number 9 running back in football. Think about that. A 7th-round rookie already in the top 10 after just one game. That's not hype, that's production. And if you're one of the lucky fans who snagged him late in your fantasy draft, congratulations, you may have struck gold. Krosky Merritt's historic debut hasn't gone unnoticed. He's been named one of 6 finalists for the Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week award. Joining him on that list are Cleveland Browns running back Dylan Sampson, Tampa Bay Buccaneers wideout Emeka Egbuka, Colts tight end Tyler Warren, Bengals linebacker Demetrius Knight Jr., and Broncos running back RJ Harvey. That's some talented company, but let's be honest, no one else made history. This isn't just about being good, it's about doing something that no rookie picked that late has ever done before. Commanders fans, if you want to rally behind your guy, make sure you vote and make your voice heard. Now, before we all start etching his name on the Offensive Rookie of the Year trophy, let's pump the brakes just a bit. It's a long season, 16 games left to be exact, and Week 2 brings a major challenge. The Commanders traveled to Lambeau Field to face the Green Bay Packers, a defense that just held the Detroit Lions' rushing attack to 47 yards total. That's no small feat. This will be Krosky Merritt's first big test against a top-tier run defense, and how he responds will tell us a lot about his trajectory moving forward. If he can replicate his Week 1 performance against Green Bay, we're not just talking about a fun story anymore, we're talking about a legitimate Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate. Here's what makes this so exciting for Commanders fans. For years, this team has struggled to find offensive playmakers outside of Terry McLaurin. We've seen flashes, sure, but consistency has been hard to come by. Now with Jaden Daniels showing poise at quarterback, Deebo Samuel bringing toughness and versatility to the receiving core, and Krosky Merritt emerging as a potential star in the backfield, the Commanders suddenly have balance. Dan Quinn's defense will always set the tone, but if this offense can keep defenses guessing with a run game led by Krosky Merritt, this team is going to win a lot of football games. And for a 7th-round pick to already be making that kind of impact, that's a story that fires up every fan who's been waiting for Washington to find their identity. So, Commanders fans, here's the question. Is Thursday night the moment where Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt takes over as Washington's true RB1? Do you think Dan Quinn should already hand him the keys to the backfield, or should the coaching staff continue splitting reps with Eckler for now? And what about Jaden Daniels? Do you believe he's ready to outduel a tough Packers defense and deliver another statement win in primetime? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions in the comments, because this debate is only just beginning. And trust me, the front office, the coaches, and the players, they all feel the urgency. Before you go, do me one last favor. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, and make sure you subscribe to Commanders HQ so you never miss a single update. We'll be here every week, breaking down the biggest stories, the rumors, the wins, and yes, even the battles inside this team that could shape the future. Washington is building something real. Thursday night will tell us just how ready they are. Commanders fans, here we go again.
This team is working every single day to get sharper, stronger, and more prepared because the goal is simple: stack wins, fight for the playoffs, and eventually bring a championship back to Washington. You can already feel the energy shifting, right? Dan Quinn and Adam Peters have put together a roster that refuses to back down from anyone. Now, Week 1 gave us plenty to cheer about, but Week 2 is shaping up to be something much bigger. The Commanders are stepping onto the national stage with the whole league watching. But here's the kicker. One position battle inside this team has already reached a boiling point, and Thursday night against the Green Bay Packers might be the moment where it all flips. We're diving into that, plus the latest on Jayden Daniels and his health status ahead of this massive matchup. But before we get rolling, do me a favor, smash that like button right now. It helps push Commanders HQ out to even more fans, and I promise you, we've got the most complete breakdowns anywhere on YouTube. Let's talk about where things stand. Washington took care of business in Week 1, beating the New York Giants 21-6. Jayden Daniels once again reminded everyone why he's the most exciting young quarterback in the NFL. He threw for 233 yards, added a touchdown through the air, and another 68 yards with his legs. The Giants' defense looked overwhelmed at times trying to contain him. But Week 2 isn't the Giants. This time, the Commanders are traveling to Lambeau Field for Thursday Night Football to take on a Packers team that just demolished the Detroit Lions. And here's the scary part. Green Bay just added Micah Parsons. That's right, an all-pro pass rusher now lining up in green and gold. Suddenly, the Packers look like one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC. That means Washington has no room for error. Every position, every snap, every detail matters. And inside the Commanders' own backfield, we may be witnessing a full-on shift in who this offense leans on. Commanders fans, let's talk about the rookie who has everybody buzzing. Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, or as his teammates call him, Bill. This kid has been the talk of the offseason. He went from being a 7th-round pick to stealing headlines in camp, shining in preseason, and forcing the team to make a stunning decision, trading away Brian Robinson Jr. just to open a lane for him. Think about how rare that is. A 7th-round rookie impresses so much that the coaching staff and front office feel confident moving off of a proven starter. That tells you how much belief this team has in Bill. And in Week 1, he backed it up. Cross-Merritt didn't just look like he belonged, he looked like he might be the best running back on the roster. He recorded 82 rushing yards on 10 carries and punched in his first career touchdown. More carries than any other back on the team. Even more than Austin Eckler. Let that sink in. The rookie led the way. Now, let's not overlook Austin Eckler. The veteran had his moments too, finishing with 57 total yards on just 9 touches. He remains explosive in space and is a dangerous weapon as a pass catcher. But at this stage of his career, Eckler isn't built to be the 20-carry workhorse anymore. He thrives when used as a change of pace weapon, not when he's pounding between the tackles 15 to 20 times a game. And that's where Cross-Merritt changes everything. Bill is younger, fresher, and brings that north-south power with just enough burst to keep defenses honest. The fact that Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury trusted him with double-digit carries in his very first NFL game, that's not by accident. That's the statement. So here's where we stand. Week 1 was a test drive. The coaches didn't want to overload Cross-Merritt in his first game, so they gave the official start to Austin Eckler. But as the game wore on, it was Bill who carried the heavier load. Now comes Week 2. The Packers aren't the Giants. They've got speed, size, and with Micah Parsons coming off the edge, Washington can't afford to play games in the backfield. They need the guy who gives them the best chance to keep the offense balanced. And right now, that guy looks like Cross-Merritt. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Sooner rather than later, this rookie is going to claim the starting job outright. Thursday night might be the tipping point where the entire NFL wakes up to the fact that Washington's future at running back has already arrived. Of course, none of this matters without the guy under the center. Earlier this week, fans held their breath when Jayden Daniels popped up on the injury report with a wrist issue. You never want to see your franchise quarterback listed on there, especially with a short week before a nationally televised game. But here's the good news. It was a scare, nothing more. Daniels was a full participant in practice. Dan Quinn shut down any speculation by saying he had zero concerns, and as of Wednesday, Daniels has been officially removed from the injury report. He's good to go. That's huge, because make no mistake, Daniels is the engine that makes this team run. His ability to extend plays, keep defenses honest with his legs, and deliver accurate throws downfield is what gives Washington an edge every single week. Against a Packers defense that might be missing multiple starters, including Micah Parsons, Zach Tom, Aaron Banks, and Nate Hibbs, Daniels has a real opportunity to shine on primetime. This isn't just another game. This is the Commanders under the lights with the entire football world watching. It's a chance for Washington to prove Week 1 wasn't a fluke. It's a chance for Jayden Daniels to continue building his reputation as one of the league's rising stars. And it's a chance for Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt to announce himself to the world. Every season, there's a rookie who bursts onto the scene and becomes the storyline of the year. Last year, it was Puka Nacua in Los Angeles. This year, don't be surprised if it's Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in burgundy and gold. In Week 1, the Commanders took care of business against the New York Giants in front of a fired-up home crowd. The defense smothered Daniel Jones, Jayden Daniels looked poised in his first divisional start, and the energy inside the stadium felt like a brand new era for Washington football. But as the dust settled on that 21-6 victory, one name stood out above the rest: Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. This rookie, a 7th-round pick out of New Mexico, entered the season with buzz, especially in fantasy football circles, but nobody expected him to make history right out of the gate. On just 10 carries, Krosky-Merritt rumbled for 82 yards and a touchdown, leading the entire team in rushing. That's an 8.2 yards per carry average, folks. The Commanders' official X account dropped the bombshell after the game. Krosky-Merritt is the first player in NFL history selected 200th or later to rush for 75-plus yards and a touchdown in his debut. Think about that. Out of the thousands of late-round selections over the decades, nobody has done what Krosky-Merritt did in his very first game. Commanders fans, that's special.